Hey guys, we are going to start the class today seated in the center of the mat. So make yourself comfortable on top of the bolster, the pillow, maybe the blocks if you are using them, or simply sit in the center of the mat and then close your eyes. And take a moment or a few moments right now to arrive on the mat. So notice the positioning of your body first. The glutes grounded on the bolster or the mat. See if you can find a bit space in your spine, in your back, elongating slightly. And then maybe you roll your shoulders up and then to the back and down, gently opening through the chest. Relax your face, soften your jaw, your eyelids heavy. And then sit in the stillness for a few moments. And as you are observing your body relaxed and still, see if you can invite your mind into this space, the emotional landscape. See if you can pull yourself energetically to this moment, to this space. Start connecting with your breath. Inhale and exhale naturally, without changing, without modifying. Just become aware of every breath, in breath, out breath. With the intention of staying with your breath present, not only in this moment of stillness, but also during our movement practice, knowing that you can always come back to your breath. So it's okay to get lost in your thoughts. It's okay if the mind starts wandering. The important part is the moment when you notice and bring yourself back. Now start adding gentle movement into the body by pulling your right ear to the shoulder, then guiding your head to the back, left ear to the left shoulder, and then chin to the chest. And again, keep moving your head to the right, back, left ear, left shoulder, and then chin to the chest. One more. And then switch direction. Make this circle as big as you comfortably can without pulling or forcing. You're just starting. And observe maybe there are areas of tension, stiffness. Maybe you can notice the areas of lightness. And then come back through center. Keeping your hands on top of your thighs or on top of the knees, start circling the body this time. Hollowing your chest, rounding the back body gently, and then guiding the chest to the right, opening through the chest to the left. And again. Your circle doesn't have to look like mine. Just notice what feels good, what feels needed, and then switch direction. One more. Keep breathing mindfully, consciously. And then come back through center. You may slowly start opening your eyes. Maybe you want to remove the bolster. And then place your hands next to the hips with your fingers pointing forward towards the knees. On your next inhalation, start lifting the glutes. Squeeze the glutes, open through the chest, slide the shoulder blades together, knees are pointing down. Maybe you can even guide your head to the back. Keep lifting. And then as you exhale, release the glutes back on the mat. And then extend your left leg to the left. The top of the right foot is next to your groin. And then flex your left toes. Lower your left hand on the inside of the left leg and then extend the right arm above the head and reach your arm and fingers to the left. Keep pressing the left heel to the left as well. And then spin your chest open to the ceiling. Maybe the left forearm will drop on the mat. Maybe your arm is extended. This is up to you. Maybe look to the ceiling. Just one inhalation here. One conscious exhalation. And then on your next inhalation, come back through center. And then start lifting the right knee. And then turn to the left side of the mat. And place your hands behind the sole of the right foot. And start lifting your shin so it's parallel to the mat. Open through the chest, elongate your spine. Maybe stay here. Maybe start extending the right leg. And if you see that you are rounding, especially the lumbar spine, then find a bit of length here. So maybe it's better to keep the knee bent and chest open, spine long. Right toes are flexed. You're pressing the right heel forward or up, depending how low or high the right leg is. And then take one more inhalation here. And then as you exhale, release your right leg. And then once again, open to the front of the mat. And then bend your left leg. Extend your right leg to the right side. Flex your right foot. The top of the left foot is in front of you. Left knee pointing to the left. And then right hand on the inside of the right calf. Inhale. Extend the left arm above the head. And as you exhale, find length in the left side of the body, guiding the left fingers to the right. Once again, check in with your right foot. You're pressing the right heel away from you, guiding the right side of the waist towards the right leg. Open your chest to the ceiling. Look up. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, come back through center. And then lift your left knee. Left foot is close to the right inner thigh. You are turning to the right. And then interlace your fingers or grab to your opposite hand in front of the sole of the left foot and start lifting the left foot from the mat. And maybe you'll stay here, open through the chest. Maybe start extending the left leg, guiding the thigh towards the belly. But be aware of what's happening in the back when you extend the leg. So don't sacrifice the form over extending the leg. Keep your chest open, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Take one inhalation. And then as you exhale, bend your left knee and then release your left leg in front of you. This time bend your right knee, connect the soles of the feet together. Open the soles of the feet to the ceiling. The closer the heels are to the groin, the deeper stretch you will get here. Inhale, long spine, maybe stay here. As you exhale, start guiding the belly to your heels, if it's available, if it feels good. You can, of course, stay in a seated position. You can also use the bolster or the block under the glutes to keep the hips elevated. Allow the knees to gently drop to the floor, to the mat. So we are not reaching only down, but forward and then down. Take one more inhalation. One more exhalation. And then slowly start lifting your chest, your belly from the mat. And we are going to make our way into a tabletop position. So transition on your hands on your knees. Knees are under the hips. Wrists are under the shoulders. And then start circling your body. So guide your hips to the right, forward, to the left, and then to the back. And again. From side to side and then to the back. One more. And then to the back. And then switch direction. Big circular movement. Hips on top of the heels, and then open your chest as you extend the legs. Open through the chest. And then guide your hips on top of the heels. This time lift your hips. Once again, tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. And then press into the hands, scoop your abs and lift your knees from the mat. Look at the mat and just hold. Breathe. So it's like a corset tightening around your waist. Shoulder blades spread apart. Fingertips wide. Take one more inhalation, and then as you exhale, start lifting your hips into your first downward facing dog. Maybe the knees will stay bent, maybe you keep the legs extended. You can stay still, you can add some movement, maybe nod your head from side to side, maybe bend one knee at a time. And then see if you can press into your hands even more, lifting the hips, finding even more length in your back body. And then rotating shoulders in a way that the elbow creases are pointing towards each other, maybe even up. Take one more inhalation. One more exhalation. On your next inhalation, start rounding the spine. Shift the shoulders on top of the wrists. And then bend your knees, just hover them above the mat, and then belly towards your thighs as you lift your hips. Wave-like motion. Extend the legs and then inhale. Shift the weight on your hands. Find your plank. Hover the knees above the mat. Keep engaging the core, belly towards the thighs as you extend the legs. Maybe drop the heels a bit closer to the mat. And then once again, round your spine, find your plank, bend your knees, hover them above the mat, and then shift your hips to the back, belly towards your thighs, extend the legs. On your next inhalation, once again, find your plank position. And this time, drop your heels to the right, shift the weight on your right hand, and extend your left arm above the head. If you need to modify, drop your right knee, or you can step your left foot in front of you and just hold here. If you are with me, bend your knees and reach with your left hand, left fingers to the front of the mat, and then back into your side plank. As you exhale, bend your knees, shift your hips to the back, stretching the left side of the body, and then back through center. And again, as you exhale, bend your knees, find length in the left side of your body. Hover the hips above the mat. And then come back through center as you extend the legs. And then lower the left hand under the right shoulder. Come back through your plank and then lower your heels to the left. Extend the right arm above the head. Inhale, lift your hips even more. As you exhale, bend your knees. Shift your hips to the back. Reach with your right fingers to the front of the mat. And then come back through center on your inhalation. As you exhale, bend your knees, hips to the back. Inhale, back through center. Keep lifting your hips. And then once again, work with your breath. Inhale, come back through center. And then circle your right arm so the hand lands under the shoulder. And then square your hips. Hold. Chest is open to the mat. Find this alignment. Keep scooping your abs. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your elbows. And then hover above the mat. For 3, for 2, and 1. Lower on your belly. Extend the top of the feet on the mat. And then press your fingertips next to the edges of the mat. The top of the feet are pressing to the mat, and notice the engagement in the glutes that's happening when you do that. Keep your core strong, and then as you inhale, extend the elbows, open your chest. Maybe elbows won't extend fully, that's okay. Slide the shoulder blades together, exhale, release. And again, inhale. And then exhale. On your next inhalation, extend the elbows. Open through the chest, widen through the collarbones. Exhale, release. And then press the hands next to the rib cage. Tuck your toes under, with or without the knees on the mat. We are lifting into a plank position. So press into the hands, scoop your abs, and then lift yourself into a plank position. And then downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, look to the front of the mat, bend your knees, and then hop into your malasana. So the feet land on the outsides of your hands, on the edges of the mat. Toes are pointing away from each other. Place the palms of the hands together in front of the chest. Elbows on the insides of the knees, and then use the strength of the upper body to open the knees even wider. The tailbone is pointing down, the crown of the head is reaching up, so open through the chest. Imagine that there's a string on top of the head, on the crown of your head, lifting you even higher. On your next inhalation, extend the arms in front of you and then up. And then start lifting. Take your time. Extend the legs. And then toes are pointing forward. As you exhale, release your hands to the mat, maybe on top of the blocks. On your next inhalation, halfway lift. Start heel-toeing your feet so they are as wide as the hip bones. And then as you exhale, belly towards your thighs. You can grab to the ankles here. You can grab to your big toes with 2 fingers, the middle and index finger. And if you need, bend your knees. So once again, belly towards your thighs. You're lifting your tailbone, your seat bones, so they are pointing up. Relax your neck so you don't have to look to the front of the mat. The crown of the head is pointing down. Head is heavy. Take one more inhalation. One more exhalation. And then release your hands. Start rolling your spine vertebra by vertebra. We're making our way into a standing position. So articulate each vertebrae in your spine. And then on your next inhalation, lift your arms above the head. As you exhale, release your arms in front of the chest and then down. As you inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Arms above the head. As you exhale, extend the legs, drop your hands on the mat. On your next inhalation, halfway lift. As you exhale, press your hands on the mat. You can step into a plank and chaturanga, or you can bend the knees, and by the time the toes touch to the mat, elbows bend. So you can also hop, hover above the mat. Chaturanga, we meet there. Inhale, upward facing dog. Traction the chest forward, pull the shoulders to the back, squeeze the glutes and lift the kneecaps from the mat. This is an active shape. As you exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, step your left foot in between your hands. Drop your right heel. And then arms above the head, left knee on top of the left heel. And then pull this right hip slightly forward. If that makes your right heel lift, then maybe small step with your right foot forward. As you exhale, lower the hands on the mat, lift the right heel. And extend your left leg to the back, maybe just hover it above the mat or drop the left foot next to the right foot. Bend your elbows, point them to the back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Open the chest, shift the chest even more forward, elongating the lower back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wrap your shoulders around, creating space in between the shoulder blades. Armpits are pointing down. On your next inhalation, right foot steps in between your hands. Lower the left heel, and then arms above the head. This time, guide your left hip bone forward, right slightly to the back. Right kneecap is pointing forward. As you exhale, lower the hands on the mat. Lift your left heel, extend your right leg, maybe step the right foot next to the left foot, maybe one-legged plank. Bend your elbows, point them to the back. Don't allow the hips to drop first. Inhale. Extend the elbows up, dog. Engage the glutes. Maybe pull the shoulders even more to the back. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. And just hold here. Once again, press into the hands and notice how this downward facing dog feels right now. Maybe it feels a bit different than the first one. Maybe you still want to add some movement. That's always okay. Just breathe. On your next inhalation, look to the front of the mat, bend your knees. You can step or hop in between your hands. Halfway lift on your inhalation. As you exhale, belly towards your thighs. On your next inhalation, back into your chair, Utkatasana. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Place your hands in front of the chest. On your next inhalation, lift the heels. As you exhale, drop the heels. Strong core. Inhale, lift the heels. Keep your chest open. As you exhale, drop the heels. And again, inhale, lift the heels. As you exhale, lower your heels. On your next inhalation, lift the arms above the head. Open the chest. As you exhale, twist your chest to the left. Right elbow behind your left knee. Don't allow this right knee to go in front of the left knee. So knees are aligned. Left elbow is pointing up. Press the palms of the hands together. Maybe look up. One more inhalation here. See if you can sink even lower. One more exhalation. And then lower your gaze. Shift the weight on the left foot. Lift the right foot as you pull the heel to the glute. And then start extending the right leg to the back, balancing on your left foot. And then gently deliver the right toes to the back. Twisted high lunge. Don't allow this left knee to roll in. So keep engaging the left glute. One more inhalation here. One more exhalation. On your next inhalation, start lifting your right elbow, your chest, your torso. Left knee stays on top of the left heel. And then extend the arms. Right fingers are reaching forward, left to the back. Inhale. If there's any pinching in your lower back, bend your right knee slightly. As you exhale, option to lower the left hand on your right leg and then reach your right fingers to the back. On your next inhalation, release your left hand. Start extending the left arm above the head as you square your hips. As you exhale, drop the right heel and then open into your warrior two. Tuck your tailbone under. So instead of arching your lower back here, you are tucking your tailbone under. And then bending your left knee even more. Twist your chest to the right even more. Right shoulder blade to the spine. Open the palm of the left hand. Lower the right hand on your right leg. Reach with your left fingers to the back. On your next inhalation, come back through center. And then lower the left hand on the inside of your left foot. Maybe on top of the block. If this is too much, left elbow on top of the left knee. And then right fingers are reaching to the front of the mat. So don't twist the chest to the mat. Don't allow the left knee to roll in. If the hand is on the mat, it's barely touching. The core is strong. Open your chest to the ceiling. So if the chest is pointing down, then drop the left elbow on top of the left knee. On your next inhalation, come back through center, warrior two, and then extend the left leg. Start bending the right knee. Make your way into your Skandasana. Lower the hips. Flex your left toes. And then drop your left hip on the mat. Lower the right knee so it's pointing to the front of the mat. And then drop the right heel as you lift your hips. We are going to repeat it 2 more times. Lower the left hip. Maybe with the use of the hands if you need. Drop the right knee next to the left knee. And then drop the right foot as you lift your hips. 1 more. Lower the left knee. Drop the right knee in. And then lift your right knee, drop the right heel back into your Skandasana. You can just stay here. Or lower the left hand on your right ankle. And then start reaching your right arm up, guiding the left side of the waist to the left leg. And then maybe right fingers are going to reach to the left foot. Maybe even grab to the left foot. And then once again, open your chest to the ceiling. And just breathe here. Slow down your breath wherever you are. If your hips are not super low, that's okay. Wherever you are, try to point your left toes up so there's rotation coming from the hip. On your next inhalation, if you have lowered the left side of the waist to your thigh, lift it up. And then lower the left hip. Drop the right knee next to the left knee. So the right calf is next to the right thigh, the top of the right foot next to the hip. Flex your left toes. On your next inhalation, arms above the head. And then as you exhale, start bending from the hips. Maybe grab to the opposite wrist in front of the sole of the foot. Maybe just grab to the foot. Maybe hands next to the calf. So once again, it's reaching forward and then down, not just down. If you need to sit on top of something, if you need to bend your left knee slightly, these are all options. There should be no pain in your right knee. If that's the case, you can just place the sole of the right foot on your left inner thigh. Take 1 more inhalation and 1 more exhalation. As you inhale, slowly start lifting the belly from the thigh, lift your chest. And then use your hands to press into the mat. Bend your left knee, drop the sole of the left foot on the mat. Maybe stay on your fingertips with the thumb pointing up. And then as you inhale, start lifting your hips. Squeeze your glutes, slide the shoulder blades together, open the chest. And then as you exhale, release the glutes on the mat. You can step this left foot a bit more forward. And then slowly make your way into a kneeling position. Right hip on top of the right knee. Inhale, extend the arms above the head. And then as you exhale, lower the hands on the mat so you're framing the left foot. Tuck your right toes under. Lift your right knee to a hover. And then step the left foot next to the right foot. Hold. Bear stance. We have been here at the beginning of the practice. Inhale. And exhale. Strong core. Navel to the spine. Keep your chest open but space in between the shoulder blades. And then start lifting the hips, extend the legs, downward facing dog. Child's pose is always an option as well. On your next inhalation, look to the front of the mat. We are making our way in between the hands, so either step or hop. And immediately halfway lift. As you exhale, belly towards the thighs, the crown of the head is reaching to the mat. On your next inhalation, bend your knees and then extend the arms above the head. Tuck your tailbone under. As you exhale, lower the hands in front of the chest. Open your chest, maybe sink even lower. On your next inhalation, leave the heels. And then as you exhale, drop the heels. Inhale, lift. As you exhale, drop. Once again, lift and lower. On your next inhalation, arms above the head. As you exhale, twist to the right, left elbow behind the right knee. Press the palms of the hands together. Right elbow is pointing up and twist your chest to the right. You can look at the ceiling to challenge your balance. Check if the knees are in line. And then lower the gaze. Shift the weight on the right foot. Pull your left heel to the glute. And then start extending the left leg to the back, balancing on the right foot. Gently deliver the left toes to the back. Keep your chest open. Keep your right knee bent. On your next inhalation, start lifting the left elbow from the right knee. Micro bend in your left knee. If there's a lot of sensations in your lower back, bend it more. And then extend the arms. Right fingers are reaching to the back, left forward. Twist your chest to the right even more. Option to lower the right hand on top of the left leg. And then reach your left fingers to the back. On your next inhalation, release the right hand and then reach it forward and up as you square the hips. As you exhale, drop the left heel. Open yourself into your warrior two. See if you can sink even deeper. Engage the right glute. So imagine that I have my hand on the outside of your thigh. You're pressing into my hand. And then see this engagement in the glute. So right knee is pointing forward in a way that you can see your big toe. Open the palm of the right hand. As you exhale, drop your left hand on your left leg. Reach to the back with your right arm. On your next inhalation, come back through center. And this time as you exhale, either right elbow on top of the right thigh or right hand on the inside of your foot or your on top of the block. Reach your left fingers to the front of the mat. And once again, it's barely touching. Your right hand is barely touching to the mat. So you can leave the right hand or the right elbow from the thigh. Keeping the core strong. And prioritize opening the chest to the ceiling. So if this is happening, then right elbow on top of the right knee to create a bit more space. On your next inhalation, come back through center. Extend the right leg. Flex your right toes. Bend your left knee, Skandasana. So right knee, right toes are pointing up. So once again, this rotation from the hip. And just hold for a moment. Inhale, long spine, same as in Malasana. The tailbone is pointing down. You're trying to lift the chest. And then lower the right hip. Pull your left knee to the right knee, to the inside of the right knee. And then drop the left foot back on the mat to lift the hips. Two more. Lower, a bit of mobility. Left knee to the right knee. And then drop the left heel. And then lift. One more. Lower. Left knee to the right knee. And then drop the left foot. Lift your hips. Hold. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the right hip. Pull the left knee to the right knee. And maybe move so you are centered at the mat. Flex your right toes. On your next inhalation, arms above the head. And then as you exhale, belly towards the right thigh. Maybe connect the hands, maybe just place the hands next to your calf. And make sure that this left calf is next to the thigh, not under. Same with the left foot. So once again, find length in the spine. Reach forward and then down. Keep pressing the right heel forward. And just breathe here. On your next inhalation, lift your chest. And then once again, make your way back into your Malasana. You can hold here. Or if you want to go deeper, you can place the right hand on your left ankle. And then extend the left arm above the head as you reach the right side of the waist to the right leg. The left hand is reaching for your right toes. And then once again, open your chest to the ceiling. Just breathe. On your next inhalation, back through center. And then one last time, left knee to the right knee. This time, bend your right knee, support yourself with your hands. The right toes are reaching forward, thumbs to the back. And then on your next inhalation, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes. Lift your chest even higher as you open your chest. Keep engaging the glutes, and then as you exhale, release your hips back on the mat. You can adjust the right foot so it's a bit more forward. And then shift the weight on the left knee, right foot. You are in your kneeling position. So it's more or less 90-90 in both of your legs. Extend the arms above the head. And then as you exhale, frame your right foot, releasing the hands back on the mat. Tuck your left toes under. Lift your left knee to a hover. And then step your right foot next to the left foot. Hold. Scoop your abs, keep your chest open, keep breathing, long inhalations and exhalations. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, start lifting your hips, make your way back into your downward facing dog. And just hold here. Take one more inhalation. One more exhalation. And then drop your knees on the mat. A few variations here. We are going to get deeper into a pretty deep quad stretch. So you can step your knees behind your wrist. If the seated position with one leg bent was already a lot, then stay with me and I will explain you the modification. And then maybe you'll grab the block or the bolster, placing it in between your thighs. So just like that, so you can sit on top of it. If you don't need the block or the bolster, you can just sit back on the mat. And once again, the calves are next to your thighs. And don't allow your knees to open too wide. Pull them a bit closer together. If this is too much, you will reverse this position on your belly. So you will make your way on your belly, and then you'll just pull the heels to the glutes. Otherwise, if you are seated with your glutes in between your legs, maybe just stay here. Maybe slowly start walking your hands to the back. You can lower on the forearms. And maybe this is enough. If the knees are lifting, then possibly you have gone too far. So just release the knees back on the mat. Maybe if you want to go even deeper, you can release your back on the mat. And then you can grab to the opposite elbows on top of the head, opening through the chest. And just hold. Breathe. Long inhalation and slow exhalation. And then release your hands, arms next to the torso. And then press the elbows to the mat as you start to lifting your chest. Then make your way on your forearms and then press back onto your hands. Hands in front of the knees. If you're on your belly, we are making to a tabletop position. Otherwise, leave the hips and then step your knees so they land under the hips. Once again, tuck your toes under and then back into your downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, look to the front of the mat, Malasana, so 2 steps or 1 big hop. Immediately lower the hips. And then once again, place the palms in front of your chest and just hold. And I'm going to show you a bind and also the balance. So you can play with it or you can just stay here. Because we are going to stay here longer, you can grab the block and you can sit on top of it if this position is quite a lot for your body. So you can stay here. Or you can extend the left arm in front of the left leg and then reach your right arm up. Maybe you'll stay here. Maybe you will rotate from the right shoulder so the palm is pointing to the back, the right palm of the hand. And then maybe you will take a bind here. Bend your right elbow, maybe grab your right hand with the left hand. And maybe you'll stay here, opening the chest, pulling the right shoulder to the back. Maybe you will start heel-toeing the right foot to the center of the mat. I will show you from the front so you can see it better. You can heel-toe the right foot a bit closer to the left foot and then lift the hips as you lift the left heel. And maybe that's as far as you're going to go. Maybe you'll start shifting the weight on the right foot and then lifting the left knee, pulling it to the armpit and then to the back. Micro bend in the right knee. Find the point of gaze on the floor, open through the chest. Core is strong. And then as you exhale, start bending the right knee and gently deliver the left toes back on the mat. Once again, you are in your bind. And then release. This time, maybe extend the right arm in front of the right leg and then reach your left arm up. You can stay here or the palm of the left hand is pointing to the back. And then maybe find a bind. And maybe you'll stay here. If you are taking a bind, don't shift the weight on the right foot too much. So center yourself. If you want to go further, this time start walking your left foot a bit closer to the midline of the mat, to the right foot. And then start lifting your hips, lifting your right heel. And then shift the weight on the left foot, pulling your right knee to the right armpit, opening the chest. Left glute is strong, left quad is strong. Guide this right knee a bit more to the back. Keep your chest open. Slow, long breaths in and out. And then as you exhale, start bending the left knee. If you're playing with it, go ahead, take your time. Lower the right foot back on the mat. And then release the bind. You're back in your Malasana. If you have been using the block under the glutes, remove it. Inhale. As you exhale, release the glutes on the mat. And then pull the knees together, feet together, Navasana. You can place the hands under the knees or next to the hips if you feel it in your lower back. So you are really engaging the core. Arms parallel to the mat, thumbs up. If you want, extend the legs in front of you. Keep your chest Open. Relax your face. Inhale. And exhale. Once again, inhale. And then exhale, lower the feet in front of you. And then once again, open the soles of the feet. Open the knees. So they are coming a bit closer to the mat. And then extend your arms in front of you, scoop your abs. And then start lowering on your back with control. So you end up in your Supta Baddha Konasana. And just hold for a moment here. Extend the arms to the side. And then open the palm of the left hand. Start guiding your right knee on top of the left knee and then right hand on top of the left hand. Knees will stay exactly as they are here. And just start sliding the right hand across your body. So first across the left arm, your chest. Lowering the right shoulder blade. Feel the right shoulder blade on the mat and then upper arm. And then lower arm and the hand. The gaze on your right fingers. And just sink into this twist. Relax. Let go. Inhale. And exhale. And then open your right knee to the right. Left knee on top of the right knee and then left hand on top of the right hand. And now start sliding the left hand across the body. So peeling your back on the mat, left shoulder blade, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist and the hand. As the gaze follows the left fingers, left knee stays on top of the right knee all the time. And just hold. Breathe. On your next inhalation, lift both of your knees from the mat. And then pull your knees to the chest. Give yourself a big hug, compressing your thighs, and then gently rock side to side. Massaging your lower back, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And then come back through center. And as you exhale, start extending the legs, extending your arms, making your way into your Shavasana. We are going to finish with pranayama exercise, 3-part breath. Sometimes it's nice to place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. So as you position yourself in your Shavasana, maybe you are using the bolsters, the blocks. You can also try out this positioning of your hands. And once again, come back to your breath. And then empty your lungs completely. We are going to meet at the bottom of this exhalation. And then as you inhale, think of guiding the air to your belly. Guide this inhalation to your belly. Feel your belly expanding. Pressure on your right hand. And then exhale. Stay with this, or this time as you inhale, guide the air to your belly and then to your ribs. The diaphragm is rising. And then exhale, ribs and belly. And again, belly, ribs, this time maybe all the way up to your chest, to your collarbones. And then exhale, chest, ribs and belly. And again, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Keep going, and if at any point this is too much, just think of guiding the air to the belly and out of the belly. You can keep breathing just like that. Or you can come back to your natural breath. You can adjust your arms if you want to. And then allow yourself to rest. If the time allows, you may stay longer in your Shavasana. Maybe practicing the free part breath a bit longer. If you want to finish the practice together, you may start wiggling your toes and fingers, moving gently. Good stretch on the mat. Or you could pull your knees to the chest. Maybe you want to hug the knees. Taking your time in this transition. Maybe you want to make your way into a fetal position, laying on the side of the body. And then in your own time, making your way into a seat. You may still keep the eyes closed. If you want to place the palms of the hands in front of the chest, thanking yourself for this practice. Thank you for practicing together. Namaste.